Hello, it's Lorraine from Crafty as Al, and welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be showing you how to make my first design team make for visible image using the Be Happy stamp set. I'm making a fun fold card, which is a Z fold card there, with the big B as the feature element. It starts off as a standard card base, stamp the B on the inside, a bit of partial die cutting, and then folding to make the Z fold card. It's got some 3D elements with the bee wings sticking up on the top, and I mounted my sentiment with a little bit of thin foam tape. If you inadvertently stamp your bee on the outside, not the inside, as demonstrated here, you can make this into a standard card. You still have the bee wings as the 3D element on there, but it's just a standard fold card. I also have a couple of bonus tags that I made with my leftovers, which are really quite cute. And don't forget to stamp your envelopes as well, so they know happy mail's coming to them. Okay, let's go on with the project. I'm doing another super speed video for you today, so you've got less watching and more crafting time. I started with my inky panel, blending distress oxides in mustard seed, picked raspberry, twisted citron and peacock feathers in a random fashion, and then to mute the colour slightly I went over with black soot distress ink and then left the panel to dry. Don't worry if it looks a bit of a mess at this stage, it'll be fine. So I've already marked a faint pencil line in the centre of the inside of my card blank and stamped my bee. And think about the placement of the bee when you're stamping, as you don't really want a leg or an antenna to be along the cut line. And tape the die in place. Then I used the Jennifer Maguire technique for partial die cutting and taped my bottom cutting plate to the platform, and then lined up the pencil line with the edge of the cutting platform and taped the card onto the cutting platform. Sorry, onto the cutting plate. And because we want the right hand side of the bee, or the bottom side of it as we're looking at it now, to be cut, this is the part that needs to be in the die cutting sandwich. So by positioning the plates and the platform like this, you can just put the top plate on anywhere and it will only cut the bit that's sandwiched. So I ran it through my Big Shot. I did go backwards and forwards through there, but it doesn't need to, it cuts fine the first time. I just didn't want the impressions from the cutting plate onto the card. And then I removed all the tapes and the die, and then I'm left with a half cut bee, as you will see in just a second. There you go. So next was to decorate the background, and for this I used the Honeycombe Hex stencil and a distress oxide in weathered wood with a blending brush, and just going round the card front in a random fashion. So the reason that I didn't do the creases for the Z fold around the B at the moment is because when you start ink blending and there's a fold line, it will make it a bit darker and catch the line, and I didn't want that look. So just rearranging the stencils in a few little spots here and there. And then also on the right hand side, the bit that's going to be visible when the front is folded back, just a couple of spots in there, but left the inside bit next to the fold as that's where I'm going to write my message. The next element I'm using is the background dot stamp from the Be Happy set. I wanted black ones, well, so dark grey, but not too dark, so I did second generation stamping with them, stamping off on a piece of scrap paper first and then onto the card itself, and rotating round so that they're not all identical. And to finish my bee off on the front, I stamped all of the bees with my favourite things, black licorice hybrid ink, and coloured with Copic markers. Because I was a bit over enthusiastic with my black ink stamping, I lost some of the detail, so I went over them with the Posca pen in white. These are a bit obvious actually, so I did go over again with a black fine liner later. And then like fussy cut the bee, well, less fussy, as I just cut his legs and his antenna off, but cut really carefully around the wings. And then to get rid of the white edge, I went around with a black Sharpie just to take off the white edge. I painted the wings with Stickles Stardust. Back to my inked panel now. I'm stamping the background hexagons and dots with Versamark ink and using gold embossing powder and heat setting that. I apologise for this little blank area. I love heat embossing, and I'd sat back to watch the process and forgot that I was videoing. Anyway, here we are back again, watching the magic happen. And I die cut this panel with a Creative Craft Products hexagon die, and then I'm just attaching those little hexagons onto the card in little groups, and any that are overhanging the edge I cut off from the back of the card. And my sentiment is stamped and clear heat embossed, and it's from the Birthday Wishes set, and then I popped it up on some thin foam tape. And that's the finished card. And don't forget to stamp your envelope. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon with some more crafty inspiration. Bye for now.